Your thoughts are not your own. Most people consider themselves to be fairly educated, fairly well informed. We think that when we wake up in the morning and we decide, well, what do I want to have for breakfast? Or do I want to eat breakfast? Or what am I going to do with my day? What time do I need to be at work? When we make our daily decisions, we typically consider that we are the ones in charge. But when we stop and think about it, we recognize that our thoughts are not our own. We each have prejudices, maybe stereotypes that we buy into, assumptions we make about other people. This could be a person of a different skin color, a different nationality, different ethnicity, perhaps based on their profession. You know, all cops are one way, all types of drivers drive the same way, things of this sort. And when you stop and you think about these ideas and you really think about them and get to the heart of them, and you ask yourself, well, where did I pick this up? How do I know this? And sometimes you might find that these stereotypes, these assumptions, these prejudices that you may hold, they are actually things you've picked up throughout your life. Perhaps a TV show you watched, perhaps a magazine you read, a movie you saw when you were a child, and those things are reinforced into your head and you carry them out into your life. Some people go without ever questioning them, ever stopping to think, are my thoughts my own? Where do these things come from? We just assume them without any direct experience. We'll judge other people, we'll make assumptions about situations, even though we've never directly experienced the stereotype or the prejudice that we may buy into. Now, we also know there is influence from corporate advertising, from government propaganda, from your neighbors, your friends, your family. Everybody at the end of the day is trying to get into your headspace, trying to get into your mind to influence you one way or the other, for positive or negative, to get you to buy something, to get you to be their friend, what have you. And it goes even further than this. We also know that only a handful of companies, of corporations, own all of the media outlets. And behind those corporations, we have banking institutions, and behind those institutions, we have individuals. So at the end of the day, we have a handful of individuals, or groups of individuals, who are controlling everything that you see and hear, whether it's on the internet, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's through social media, magazines, all over the place. These people and these institutions are able to influence and push you one way or the other, whether that means buy their product, be afraid of what they want you to be afraid of. And this goes for government propaganda as well, whether the government wants you to be afraid of something, whether the government wants you to question other people or to mistrust them. Oftentimes these feelings, these thoughts, these assumptions are not coming from your own mind. But beyond that, we also have Facebook, social media, that is getting into our headspace and trying to influence our thinking. There was an experiment that was reported on in 2014 where Facebook tested over 700,000 people, 700,000 users, and they gave them either more negative posts in their feed or more positive posts in their feed. And what they found was that we are each influenced by the type of feelings and emotions that we see from our friends and family on social media. So if you see a bunch of negativity being expressed, whether by trolls online or fake profiles or your actual friends, you are more likely to also take on this negative mindset and to post something that is negative, and vice versa. So we can see that, again, our thoughts are not always our own. Now, remember, your thoughts may not be your own right now, but there is a way you can make them your own. And this, of course, is getting control of your mind and your heart. This is why it's so important to get into meditation, self-reflection, introspection, self-knowledge, and being able to just sit and spend time with yourself and get to know who you are as a person. What are your thoughts, your doubts, your fears? What are your short-term and long-term goals? What are your principles, your habits? How do you act in your relationships? Look at your whole life. Look at all of the things that you do on a regular basis, and ask if those are habits, if those are needs that are being met based on your own internal desires, or if those are coming from outside of yourself. For example, the food that you eat, is it really a product of something that you crave and want, or is it something that you've been fed into your mind and told this is what you need? The cars that you drive, the relationships that you seek, the house that you want, the career that you want, the education that you want, all of these things, are they a product of your own desires, or are these truly someone else's making? We have the ability to create the world we want and surround ourselves with so many beautiful things, and to lift ourselves up and to lift other people up. But to do that, first, we must have control of our own thoughts and our own minds. We must realize that other people are trying to influence our thinking. And when we recognize that, we have the opportunity to change it, to gain control of that, to see the strength and see the power within our own hearts, within our own minds, and to seize it, and to be the one who roots ourselves in our principles. That way, when you're out into this beautiful big world and you have corporate media trying to influence you, or government propaganda try to influence you, or the neighbor down the street trying to influence you, you are able to stop and to reflect and ask, do these ideas, do these values, does this piece of information actually reflect what I feel? Does it benefit me? Does it serve me? Is it factual? Is it truthful? And if not, you can reject it and you can continue on your path searching for knowledge that actually fits your life. So remember, your thoughts are not your own, but they can be. Hey everyone, this is Derrick Broze with the Conscious Resistance Network. Thank you guys for tuning in. What you just heard is called Planting Seeds #1. It's going to be a series of short video clips like this where I talk about different concepts. If you have ideas on what they could be, this is going to be more philosophical concepts, spiritual, esoteric ideas about our minds, and planting seeds on individual ideas. So if you want to submit some ideas, send me an email at derrick@theconsciousresistance.com. And if you appreciated this, you like this, then please feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Conscious Resistance. Follow us on Instagram at The Conscious Resistance, or follow us on Facebook at The Conscious Resistance Network. Thank you guys for listening. Remember, you are powerful, you are beautiful, and you are free. Peace.